Turned inside himself, the serenity of a clear blue mountain lake, and the Colorado Rocky Mountain high. Seen it rain and fire in the sky. Talk to God and listen to a casual reply. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Now his life is full of wonder, but his heart it knows some fear of a simple thing he can't comprehend. When they try to tear the mountains down to bring in a couple more people, more scars upon the land. In the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, seen it rain, fire in the sky. No, he'd be a poor man, I never saw an eagle fly. Rocky Mountain High. Seen it rain and fire in the sky. Friends around the campfire and everybody's high. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High. They change each time.
Please rise in body or spirit as we sing our opening hymn, We Give Thanks.
Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here, for those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
Please remain standing and join me in the words of our covenant found on our screen. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its call. Let this be our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life journey, you are welcome here. I am Betsy Black, and I get to serve as today's worship leader of this caring, curious, and ever-evolving congregation. It is good to be here.
Good morning. Welcome to worship. So good to be with you this morning, in person and online. My name is Linda Williams, and I serve as today's worship associate of this music-loving, children-embracing congregation. We are here to support each other on our own and our shared spiritual journeys, centered in love, compassion, curiosity, courage, and joy. I am especially happy to welcome first-time and returning visitors. If you are a visitor, we hope you will find us a community eager to welcome you and respectful of the path that has brought you here this morning. Anyone wearing a floral stole is glad to answer any questions you may have. There is written information in the pew folders and at the visitors table for you to take. For our online participants, it would be wonderful if you introduced yourself on the chat so we know who you are with us. Our church buildings are located on traditional homelands of the Pennacook Abenaki people, past and present. We acknowledge and honor with gratitude the land and the people who have stewarded it for generations. For a complete listing of church events and news, check out our weekly bulletin or a copy of Parish Notes, our monthly newsletter. Here are a few highlights. After the service, please join us for social time in the courtyard. At 11:30, Conversations in Spanish in the Kent Thomas Room. Today's topic will be food and meals. All are welcome. LGBTQ group meeting. We are pleased to announce that we will have an initial informal get-together next Sunday, August 23rd at 11:45 in the Kent Thomas Room. This will be our chance to discuss the best days, times to meet in the future, spend some social time together, and to support each other with any pressing issues. Please bring a snack and/or drink to share as you are able. Meanwhile, if you need support, a sympathetic ear, or help, please reach out anytime to Alethea Smith. You are loved. You are enough. You are not alone. Exploring membership. Making a home at Concord UU. Our fall sessions begin September 27th. This group meets for 4 sessions and is for newcomers considering joining the church, and members and friends who have been around a while but are looking for more or different ways to connect, as well as a refresher on UU spirituality, histories, and values. If you have any questions, contact Lorraine Ellis.
Each week, we light our chalice to set this time apart and to mark it as sacred. If you're at home and have a candle or a chalice ready, I invite you to light it right now as Linda lights our chalice here in the sanctuary.
Rise up, O flame, rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
Please repeat after me. It is a blessing to be. It is a blessing to be here. It is a blessing to be here now. It is a blessing to be here now together.
Our theme this morning is Uplifted by Mountains. So we're going to begin our journey to the mountains with some art and with some words. The images that you will see from 19th century artists are used with permission as follows. Information from the website White Mountain Art and Artists, authored by John Henderson, Roger Belson, and Benjamin Clark. And they have a website, whitemountainart.com. So we'll begin with a quotation by John Muir. Climb the mountains and get their good tidings. Nature's peace will flow into you as sunshine flows into trees. The winds will blow their own freshness into you, and the storms their energy, while cares will drop off like autumn leaves. This is a painting of Eagle Cliff from the perspective of Lafayette Place in Franconia Notch, and it's by Albert Bierstead. This is a painting of Mount Chicorowa from the town of Albany, and this one's by Charles Baker. John Muir again. Everybody needs beauty as well as bread, places to play in and pray in, where nature may heal and cheer and give strength to body and soul alike. And here's Mount Washington by Albert Bierstead. Mountains are different and unique from anything else you will face in that they are the truest, cleanest representative of life's challenges in the physical form. There's no missing the end goal, and there's no mistaking who got you there. If you're hiking, you have to count on you, and your arrival at the summit is the simplest and most honest achievement for your soul that you can experience. And those are the words of Matt Larson. This is Echo Lake, also in Franconia Notch, and this is by Alfred Thompson Bircher. Little Emily Dickinson. As winter winds dance through the White Mountains, they whisper tales of snow-laden pines and frozen lakes, taken by Brad Washburn, who took a lot of pictures hanging out of planes in the White Mountains and elsewhere in the world. Please rise in body or spirit as we sing number 21 in our gray hymnal, For the Beauty of the Earth. You may be seated unless you want to be a mountain standing. You can be a mountain sitting, so feel free to sit if you want, or feel free to stay standing. There you go. Great. Okay. So, this is your opportunity to be a mountain. So if you're standing or sitting, take a moment to press your feet into the floor if you're able to do so. And if you're standing, let your knees be a little bit soft. And let yourself be tall, pressing up a little bit through the crown of your head, pressing down into your feet. And then if you really want to be a big mountain, you can bring your arms overhead while letting your shoulders relax. And now, if you wish, be careful if you're standing, close your eyes and feel your strength. Feel your feet like a base, the base of a mountain, and all the layers of rock going up, going up, going up to the very tippity top. And feel yourself grounded from your belly button down, secure with gravity, and from your belly button up, like a mountain, you reach up to the sky. And then you can just stand here or sit here for a moment and feel your mountain self. And then slowly let your arms down, open your eyes, relax, and be seated if you're standing. Just take a moment to let your mountain self be felt. In case you didn't know, that's a yoga posture. We now turn our attention to the joys and sorrows we carry individually and as a community. Please take a breath with me. As we surrender to this moment, let us notice our bodies resting, grounded, supported by gravity in the earth. As the piano begins to play, you're invited to come forward, go around to the back and up the right side, to light a candle or place a stone at the table on your right, or add a note to the holding our grief wheel. And if you wish, come to the microphone, tell us your name, and share briefly from your heart so that the congregation can hold you in love.
Good morning. My name is Susan, and I have a joy to share. My daughter-in-law has been working part-time in a position, and my son has been working 2 jobs so that they can balance childcare, etc. And this past week, she was just offered full-time position, so my son can quit his part-time job, and they can have family time on weekends and evenings.
Hi, I'm Betsy K. While there can be sadness in this world, I also have a great joy. My baby boy has been living in Japan for 2 years. I haven't seen him for 2 years. And I get to go see him. I'm going to go next month. But don't worry, I won't miss any laughter yoga.
My name is Krista, and I'm just asking that you all have thoughts for Michael, as I'm sure you already do, but his cousin Martine passed away, so if you could just remember Michael and his family.
Hi, I'm Karen Thomas. Craig and I have three joys happening in our lives right now. Our oldest son eloped back in June, got married at Acadia National Park, top of a mountain. Our daughter is moving to North Carolina for a new job, a new position starting right after Labor Day. And our youngest son, who lives in Phoenix, is getting married next weekend. He is flying home and getting married at the summer camp where he and his fiancée met. He was a counselor, she was the chef, and now they're getting married. They're getting legally married in Phoenix today at their UU congregation. So we're going to zoom in and enjoy that service. But the big celebration is next Saturday.
My name's Mary, and I'm celebrating my niece's graduation from UC San Diego. She got her PhD in virology, and she's going to Harvard for a postdoc in HIV studies.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Stacy. I'm visiting from UU in Sarasota, Florida. I have come up here. My husband passed away in June, and I brought his ashes to Vermont to be with his family, and I'm healing in the New Hampshire mountains. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I now invite Ann to light one more candle on behalf of those who are not with us today or who chose to remain seated. And we have a couple of emails. Chris Schultz emailed for Chris's Uncle Carl bills and our grieving family. And Elizabeth, who just spoke, had also written about her husband. His name was Gary Stacy, a brilliant engineer who saved many lives with his medical devices. He was 76 and suffered with Alzheimer's disease. Elizabeth, I'm so glad you're able to be here with us in person. Whether your joys or sorrows have been named or remain in the silence of your heart, know you are not alone. May we hold our earth and her mountains in our hearts with joy in her nature, in awe of her majesty, power, and resilience, taking responsibility for the hurts we have caused her. Please take another breath with me. We hold in love Kelly Moore and Tondi McGowan. And please join me in the spirit of prayer, along with the music, Now I Walk in Beauty.
Now I walk in beauty. Beauty is before me. Beauty is behind me, above and below me. Now I walk in beauty. Beauty is before me. Beauty is behind me, above and below
Before I move into my remarks this morning, I want to offer a disclaimer of sorts. I think it is important to say what I will not be talking about in my reflections about mountains. The topic is vast, with many aspects: cultural perceptions, environmental concerns, varied personal experiences, and more. For example, there is a deep literature, history, and tradition of conquering mountains as a demonstration over superiority of nature and other people. Some people focus on the exploration of unclimbed mountains or may seek adventure. Others attempt to be the fastest to hike, climb, ski, run up mountains to complete a difficult physical task or to compete against others. Additionally, there are many indigenous cultures which historically did not ascend mountains, perceiving them to be off limits, as the home of the gods, too dangerous, or just not an enticing destination. There is a significant environmental problem in the mountains right now, in New Hampshire and in all mountains, created by overuse. Too many of us loving the mountains, so they're in danger of losing the beauty which attracted us to begin with, which is ironic. In New Hampshire, challenges include overcrowding. Over 1,000 people a day may be on Franconia Ridge on a summer day, resulting in eroded trails, trampled fragile alpine plants, trash, polluted streams, and interference with the lives of birds and other animals by feeding them foods that are not part of their diet. These issues are being addressed with some success through public education, promoting the practice known as leave no trace, which means exactly what these words say. While I occasionally do participate in mountaintop races and I do track my ascents of mountains, my perspective is deeply rooted in a combination of conservation and recreation. I'm a white woman from the United States whose parents took me into the mountains, taught me to respect their power and wisdom and to follow the principles of leave no trace. I am with the mountains as a visitor, attempting to behave in a way that doesn't damage them while understanding my impact. My actions do have impact, however much I work to minimize it. I also serve as a volunteer, helping others to minimize their impact and to joyfully experience the mountains. All this to say, my view is my own and my focus today narrow. There is so much to ponder about humankind's interaction with mountains and nature more generally.
He was born in the summer of his 27th year, coming home to a place he'd never been before. He left yesterday behind him. You might say he was born again. You might say he found a key for every door. When he first came to the mountains, his life was far away, on the road and hanging by a song. But the string's already broken and he doesn't really care. He keeps changing fast and it don't last for long. In the Colorado Rocky Mountain high, I can see rain and fire in the sky. The shadow from the starlight is softer than a lullaby. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. He climbed cathedral mountains, he saw silver clouds below. He saw everything as far as you can see. And they say that he got crazy once and he tried to touch the sun, and he lost a friend but kept a memory. Now he walks in quiet silence solitude in the forest and the stream, seeking grace in every step he takes. His sight is turned inside himself to try and understand the serenity of a clear blue mountain lake. In the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. The shadows from the starlight, softer than a lullaby. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Now his life is full of wonder, and his heart still knows some fear of a simple thing he cannot comprehend. When they try to tear the mountains down to bring in a couple more people, more scars upon the land. And the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. I know it'd be a poor man if he never saw an eagle fly. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado, Rocky Mountain High. I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. Friends around the campfire, everybody's high. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High.
Thank you, Mike. As my t-shirt says, the mountains are calling and I must go. John Muir, the environmentalist and photographer, wrote this in a 1873 letter to his sister, Sarah Muir Galloway. As I say these words, I feel a flash of awe, excitement for the prospect of a difficult journey, and I'm inspired to be more than I am. I love the mountains, and I'm not alone. Raise your hand if you've ever been inspired by a mountain through a photograph, a painting, or a hike as a child or an adult. Many hands. Not everyone. That's okay. What is it about mountains which so intrigues us? There's so much to say, and yet I find that my experience with mountains is ineffable. That is beyond words. I chose this topic a few months back because I felt called to share my passion and hopefully create resonance with you, my friends, and new friends, about something I love, which looms large in my heart, mind, and spirit. As I began to explore the topic, I soon realized that my passion is, in fact, inexplicable. Okay, I'm done. No. I will endeavor to do something in this talk and attempt to bridge this gap with 3 stories from my experience, and know that many of you have many more stories of your own. I also realize some of you might not share this enthusiasm. You just kind of showed up here today. If you have a different passion, which looms large for you, I warmly invite you to not pay attention for the rest of my talk and mentally explore and celebrate your own passion. I began my lifelong affair with mountains as a small child. Imagine little Betsy, 9 years old, on my first visit to Mount Washington at 6,288 feet, is the tallest peak in the northeastern United States. My memories from that day are vivid. They're a kaleidoscope of images, sensations, and unbridled joy. Everything about that trip was big. Mount Washington, the surrounding presidential range, peaks all in a row, Mount Jefferson, Mount Adams, Mount Madison to the north and to the south, Mount Monroe, Mount Eisenhower, and Mount Pierce. The enormous sky seemed to stretch forever in all directions, just populated with a few puffy clouds moving quickly as the warm summer wind blew. It was a warm July day, and I was hiking with my mother, my father, and my 2 older brothers. The hike up Mount Washington was long and difficult on a rock-strewn path that was more rock than path, and my legs were so short. After we summited Mount Washington, we headed down 1,000 feet to Lakes of the Clouds Hut, a remote mountain hut operated by the Appalachian Mountain Club, known in these parts as the AMC, which has provided mountain hospitality, guidance, and a vast network of trails in the White Mountains since 1876. As we approached the Lakes of the Clouds hut, my dad pointed, "Hey, look at that!" A jokester had dragged a lobster pot from the Atlantic Ocean seaside and placed it in this remote mountain lake. We puzzled at how difficult it must have been to haul that thing by hand, which was how it got there, to this high elevation. When we reached the hut, the radio was blaring.
In the town where I was born lived a man who sailed the sea, and he told us of his life in the land of submarines. So we sailed up to the sun till we found the sea of green, and we lived beneath the waves in a yellow summer. Everybody sing it! We are living in the yellow submarine, the yellow submarine, the yellow submarine. We are living in the yellow submarine, the yellow submarine, the yellow submarine.
That is the spirit of the huts of the White Mountains. And that was 50 years ago, and I remember it, 55 years, as if it were yesterday. And a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to my brother on the phone, and he remembers it just the same. That night at the hut, the sky was dark, except for the sparkle of stars. A sweet breeze meandered through the wooden hut. At breakfast, the hut crew showed us how to fold the blankets on our beds, on our bunks, and how to give them well-deserved tips and written comments in a very loud, boisterous skit, complete with costumes pulled from a magical trunk hidden in the loft of the small hut. I thought the crew were so cool. Collective effervescence is a phrase which refers to a shared, marvelous experience in which people feel united in purpose, kind of like church. Sitting on benches and eating at a long table, elbow to elbow with strangers, I felt a sense of collective effervescence. All of us united in the journey. After all, it's all uphill. And the journey of reaching and enjoying this beautiful remote refuge in the mountains. I was enchanted by this experience, and I still am. Nowadays, in a spirit of love, I volunteer at this hut and others and hike weekly in the White Mountains. I am smitten. I want to explore 3 aspects of the mountains with you this morning: the spiritual, the physical, and the emotional. Starting with the spiritual. When we embrace mountains, we affirm and celebrate that we are part of the grandness of nature. We viscerally feel perspective. As we saw earlier in the 19th century paintings, mountains can stir our hearts. Mountains evoke a simpler time, nature's beauty, and a sense that we are a small part of a vast universe. The mountains are so large, we are so small. Their lifespan is millions of years, ours but a century at most. Mountains draw us into a primal space where the elements dominate and are intensified. The sun is closer, the wind blows harder, the earth is towering. Water is more intense as there is twice as much precipitation atop a mountain as down below. Part of this feeling of spirituality or awe is evoked by mountains relates to danger. People sometimes lose their way, never to return from what they thought would be a pleasant jaunt, reminding us of our human frailty. Gentle weather at the start of a hike may turn severe atop a mountain, especially above tree line where the trees stop growing. Mount Washington alone has claimed more than 150 lives due to injury, getting lost, horrible weather, blinding winds, large quantities of snow, lack of visibility, or pernicious cold. More than one person has died within just feet of the safety of buildings because they couldn't see. It can snow every month on Mount Washington. I hiked there in mid-June, and the forecast included wind chill temps of 30 degrees and gusts of wind up to 50 miles per hour, which will knock you right off your feet. New Hampshire's Mount Washington is notorious for having the worst weather on the planet, and this is no exaggeration. On April 12th in 1934, the big wind happened. 231 miles per hour, the highest recorded windfall on landfall. The highest recorded wind on land, only surpassed once since. If you go to the McAuliffe Shepherd Discovery Center right here in Concord, you can feel an approximation of what it felt like to be on Mount Washington during such a wind. They have a little room and it goes like this. It's really cool. In their majesty, mountains create awe in us. Next, the mountains typify the experience of journeying, of going and being someplace else, and being affected by that experience. Whether you're looking at a 19th century painting at the New Hampshire Historical Society, they have a really excellent collection of 19th century art like we saw. Or literally journeying to a mountaintop, there is a universal feeling of traveling to a new place, of being on a quest. My friend Holly recently took the Cog Railway to the top of Mount Washington, saying, "I want to get high on my birthday." As one prepares to go up a mountain and engages in the hike, a range of emotions may flow through you. Anticipation, discomfort, and the challenge of significant physical exertion, and euphoria in being on the mountaintop and the completion of a journey. Last winter, I hiked Mount Hale with several friends on a supremely cold day. As we were driving, the temperature kept in the car. Preparations ahead of time included gathering a warm parka, 3 layers of mittens, a warm hat, an emergency sleeping bag, insulated water, and snacks that do not freeze. Despite checking the weather forecast, we didn't really know what the conditions would be. Wind, cold, snow, obstacles in the path, and the looming possibility of getting lost, hurt, or so cold to be injured and never to return. Mountain weather is highly unpredictable. We set off on our snowshoes, crunch, crunch, crunch through the snow. The air was bright and very cold. 10 degrees below zero. Under a brilliant blue sky, we walked along the beautiful little river. It was smothered in snow and ice with patches of open water, looking extremely cold. We admired the beautiful birches and evergreens. We climbed over felled trees and under snow-laden branches that resembled white monsters. The path was long and hard. We paused occasionally to rest, drawing air deep in our lungs, gathering our strength with snacks, water, and jokes. There were no human sounds aside from our conversation and the sound of our feet moving through the landscape. We reached a viewpoint, pausing to admire the range of the presidential peaks off in the distance, and finally the elation of the summit. Now, this particular summit has no view except for a beautiful ring of evergreen trees. We didn't linger. We ate quickly and started heading down. Hiking down, the chatter among us died away as fatigue followed this great exertion of getting up there. As we reached our cars, we felt joy, accomplishment, and yes, collective effervescence. We went on a journey to somewhere else and returned changed. Approaching Concord, I felt as if I'd been away for a week rather than one day. My body, mind, and soul felt at peace. Third, on the emotional level, mountains can inspire us to act. In their majesty, mountains call us to go higher, aim for something greater. Mountains offer wisdom, the wisdom of perseverance, setting goals, and knowing yourself. Their rugged beauty can capture our imagination and open our minds to new possibilities. Mountains command respect. Where there are mountains, they dominate the landscape, drawing our gaze. Right here in Merrimack County, we have Mount Kearsarge, which is a monadnock, which means a peak that stands alone. In 1986, my life shifted dramatically one day as I drove up Interstate 93 and spied Mount Kearsarge, which at Bow Junction does this really cool thing. As you go down the hill towards Bow Junction, the mountain rises from the horizon. In that moment, I was inspired to abandon a law career that took many years to develop in favor of following my heart on an unknown path. It was the right decision for me. I never looked back, always looking forward and sometimes up to the mountains. In closing, I offer an invitation to each of you. If you are physically able and curious, hike up a mountain, be it large or small. We have Oak Hill, we have Mount Kearsarge right here, we have the White Mountains. If you cannot self-propel, get there how you can. Crotched Mountain in Greenfield, New Hampshire has the largest accessible mountain-based trail system in the U.S. Thanks to Ann West for that referral. Everyone who wants can have a mountain experience and to see what the mountains have to offer you. May it be so. Amen and Ashe. are we gifted or what? To have Mandy and Mike and Heather. I don't know about you, but I shed a tear. No, several. Thank you so much. Thank you for your generous support of last week's outreach offering to support UU Action New Hampshire. Today's community plate will support the nonprofit Society for the Protection of New Hampshire Forests, which advocates for land conservation and forestry. They educate decision makers to protect public lands, fund water trusts, and combat climate change. Yay. Currently, they are actively fighting federal plans to close the historic Bartlett Experimental Forest Research Station in New Hampshire. Your donations empower these critical advocacy efforts, safeguarding New Hampshire's natural heritage, wildlife habitats, and clean drinking water for future generations. Our morning offering will now be gratefully received. May we be transformed by our giving. May the world be transformed by our gifts. Please rise and body your spirit for our closing hymn, number 30 in the gray hymnals, Over My Head.
There must be a God.
Go out into the world in peace. Honor one another. Listen with an open heart. Stay curious. Have courage. Be kind. Embrace the mystery. Welcome awe. Go visit the mountains. And live always the way of love. I now invite you to extinguish your chalice at home as Linda extinguishes our chalice here in the sanctuary. And please join me in reading aloud the words on our screen. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of the faith we share, the warmth of community or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Now, please join me in singing our unison benediction. If you're comfortable joining hands or elbows, go ahead and reach out to your neighbor. And if not, reach out to your heart and to all of us worshiping with you, knowing you are not alone.